Good morning. What time is it? It is 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, as probably is predictable, the second morning of getting up earlier is harder than the first one was. Probably it's going to be a couple more days of that. It's going to be a struggle, but moving in the right direction. Went to bed earlier last night than the night before. But as an ongoing concern, that's always been a struggle. Like one of the actual real benefits from working at home was that I definitely managed to get enough sleep. But yeah, back to the ordinary sort of difficulty with, I just want to stay up too late and do all the things, but then I got to get up early and it's a whole thing. So one thing you may notice if you're watching me on video right now is that behind me, it's bright back there now. Good morning. It's bright back there now because there's an arrow garden once again turned on. It's hard to actually, I'm pointing in a mirror image thing. An arrow garden, which I have certainly used before, has been on in the past, but not recently, because of course, when I was traveling every other month, not really ideal for, growing things that require attention. And so having this little garden, because I live in an apartment and I don't have a yard or anywhere to garden, my gardening options are limited. But the arrow garden is a lot of fun. I've done herbs before. I've done the same kit that I have now, which is cherry tomatoes and mini jalapenos, and I'm excited to get it started again. It's, I don't have like a huge green thumb or anything, but I like it. The other thing is that I've got on my brain is that I finished watching the Chernobyl miniseries last night. The 5th and final episode aired Monday night, but I watched it last night. And the gosh, a little bit of a frog in my throat this morning. That is a hell of a miniseries, I'll tell you. For one, obviously it's based on real history, and my understanding is that they went to some great lengths to try to make it as historically accurate as possible. Where they did change things from the real history, it was never just for dramatic effect, but in order to just kind of simplify complexities in a way that allows the real gist of the situation to come across rather than muddying the waters. For example, the character played by Emily Watson is a composite character where there were actually dozens of scientists helping in the way that the show shows her helping. And it wasn't to diminish all of them, but just for the audience to kind of understand what's happening and not have too many characters to follow. Yeah, I think it's that sort of thing's the right decision. And so that show really, like, it tells a story that examines the difficulties of all sorts of things. Like, obviously, nuclear power is a double-edged sword, right? Because on the one hand, it does have real benefits in terms of, for example, does not use fossil fuels and therefore does not, contribute to climate change in that way. But of course, the other side of that is the possibility of things like Chernobyl, where radiation is, can leave regions uninhabitable for a long time. And that's That's a real worry. Now, I think my feeling based on my own research is that uh, by and large, nuclear energy is pretty safe by comparison. Like, even if you look at the accidents that have happened, there have also been lots of accidents in other power industries. It's not like those ones are all just unambiguously safe. But ultimately, though, I think the larger message of Chernobyl is not so much about nuclear power in and of itself as much as about a cultural philosophy that anything that's embarrassing should be lied about and concealed, and that leads to bad things. And so, anyway, it's really good. It's super intense. I'll warn you, if you hadn't watched any of it so far and you were considering it, I'll warn you. I mean, parts of it play like a horror movie for sure, and it's very scary, and in some places it's very sad, but it's also real history, and it's important to know some of these things, and I think it's really good as a result. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for today. But thank you for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes. Remember, tonight is So Many Levels, my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. The party just stole a Githyanki airship, and they're going to sail it into the Astral Sea. So come check that out. That'll be tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And so, bye for now.